City to put a former president on trial.
This is the start of the people of the state of New York versus Donald J. Trump.
Fox's Eric Shawn outside the court where in 2 hours.
About 100 people at a time will be called into the courtroom. That's where Judge Juan Merchan will then explain to them about the case and ask if any prospective juror doesn't think they could be fair and impartial. Those who raise their hands, or they'll be kicked out and excused. But those remaining, they'll be seated in the jury box in small groups. They'll be handed the 42-question jury questionnaire to fill out.
The former president is charged with falsifying business records and payments to keep an alleged affair quiet.
Accused of taking money from the Trump organization to reimburse his lawyer, Michael Cohen, who made those payments from his home equity. And the company then allegedly listed those as legal expenses.
The former president's been ranting against the case on Truth Social this morning, calling it a witch hunt and election interference ahead of his rematch with President Biden. The former president's also trying to delay this trial, appealing a gag order the judge imposed, writing he wants his voice back. Israel's war cabinet's been meeting, discussing a response to Iran's weekend attack.
That included hundreds of drones and missiles. Reports indicate President Biden told Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu the Americans will not support or participate in a counterstrike against Iran.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. Most of the drones and missiles were shot down by Israel or the U.S. and our allies. The head of the UN's calling for maximum restraint. At an emergency Security Council meeting, Deputy U.S. Ambassador Robert Wood said the council must condemn Iran
and call for Iran and its partners and proxies to cease their attacks.
Iran says it was retaliation for an Israeli strike in Syria this month, killing Iranian commanders. 2 law enforcement officers are being mourned in New York. A Syracuse cop and a sheriff's deputy shot dead last night by a gunman who was also shot and killed. America's listening to Fox News.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Donald Trump Jr. here. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back, but you can stop your losses by diversifying into a gold IRA from my friends at Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. That's SHELTER to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold now.
Message and data rates may apply.
Iran's attack on Israel could lead the House to vote on a stalled foreign military aid bill, but Republican Congressman Jeff Van Drew tells Fox Business.
I would want the Pentagon to do an audit to know where all this money has gone, the over $120 billion that we've given people already.
Many Republicans oppose giving Ukraine any more aid, though others side with President Biden, who says we must keep helping Ukraine battle Russia's invasion. Also this week, House Republicans plan to deliver articles of impeachment against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas.
It's still unclear if Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer will hold a trial, move to dismiss, or table the impeachment. Over 40 Republican senators are demanding Schumer hold a trial, saying articles of impeachment have never been tabled. Mayorkas is accused of not following immigration and border security laws and misleading the public by saying the border is secure. Democrats call it a sham impeachment. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Wall Street stocks could rally. Dow futures up more than 200 points after last week's selling, the worst of the year for the Dow, down more than 2%. It is tax deadline day for most Americans to file their returns or file for an extension with the IRS, unless you're in declared disaster areas or in Maine or Massachusetts, where the deadline is Wednesday because of holidays. It's Patriots Day in Massachusetts, which also means they're getting ready to run the Boston Marathon. Scotty Scheffler is golf's master again, winning the famed green jacket for a second time in 3 years.
It's been a long week, a grind of a week. The golf course was so challenging, and to be sitting here wearing this jacket again and getting to take it home is extremely special.
Scheffler won the Masters by 4 strokes, shooting 11 under par at Augusta in Georgia. Ludwig Oberg finished second. Tiger Woods came in last among the golfers who qualified to play the weekend. He was at 16 over par. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. At Urbana, home damage after catching fire. That blaze broke out early Sunday in a house in the 800 block of Scottswood. Good news, nobody was hurt, but a family was displaced. The cause of the fire is currently under investigation. Champaign Public Works Department is installing an all-way stop at John and New Street intersection adjacent to Southside Elementary School and is along a safe route to school. Staff will install 2 stop signs on John Street shortly after school dismisses for summer break. ATF has implemented a new rule which basically closes the so-called gun show loophole and now requires background checks when guns are sold at shows or on the internet. New rule will not have an impact on Illinois gun sales because gun laws here are tougher than the federal regulations. Nationwide, it won't have much of an impact because vendors at gun shows are usually already licensed and can perform instant background checks. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
I'm trying to compare something. I'm trying to figure out what it would be like, but I was never great at anything. But if I were to say I could run a 12-second 100-meter run, I probably can't do it again when I'm 48.
Right.
Particularly if you've had the severe accident that he had.
Yes.
Talking Tiger Woods and why he just, his body is simply not going to allow him to do 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
He did 2. I don't know.
I think everybody was glad he made the cut, but he did finish last. But
last of the cut
over.
people,
Mm-hmm.
but he beat Jordan Spieth, Dustin Johnson. I mean, beat all these big guys.
Right.
That didn't make the cut, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he can't physically, can't do it. Anyway, he's our meteorologist who joined us now. Is weather.
What about the seniors circuit, or is it still too early for him?
I think it's just a question of he can't play golf.
Right. Not for 4 days.
I don't think he can do 4 days. So anyway, it's our meteorologist, Greg Sawyer, brought to you by Busey for over 150 years. Busey, member FDIC. Well, sir, it is an idyllic morning in downtown Philo.
Yes, it is. With the air having cooled nicely, coming off readings that made it up between 80 and 85 degrees here yesterday. We'll be kind of in that 80-degree ballpark. Still this early summery feel for the day today, despite the dryness of the air and the coolness of the temperatures this morning. A dynamic system expected to get going on the plains. They'll be erupting over the next couple of days with severe weather there, maybe here tomorrow afternoon and evening time in particular, and off to the east of us on Wednesday. And another round of probably some 1-inch rainfall before we move into a cooler, chillier weekend. A little frost at this time by early next week, and then that pattern shift again running about 7 to 10 days, a little bit behind schedule in the longer range, but it will begin here with maybe increasing access out there to the back 40 through next week and into the early days of May just for openers. 56 now at Willard and Savoy, 55 Danville, 54 at Rantoul. Temps range from about 44 up at the Kankakee to 63 at St. Louis. We'll head towards an afternoon high today of about 78 to 82 with a light northeast wind and sunshine, increasing clouds tonight, late night shower thunderstorm chance, and a low down to around 60. Tomorrow windy, turning milder again, partly sunny. Showers and thunder in the morning, back in for the afternoon. There may be some weather watch issues in parts of the air tomorrow and tomorrow night, and a high tomorrow at 77. That south wind up to 25 miles per hour, a hit 40 to 50 miles per hour between tomorrow night and Wednesday, while shifting southwest to west. We'll about at 63 tomorrow night with showers and thunderstorms early and late. Rinse and repeat. Windy, mild showers, thunderstorms early, late in the day on Wednesday with a high at 81. We'll cool to a partly cloudy 68-degree reading on Thursday. Friday, a couple of showers, 59. We'll be in the 50s for Saturday and Sunday, but dry skies, maybe a frost patch here Monday with readings in the mid-30s, and then a milder to warmer, drier weather as the week wears on for next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right, thank you, buddy. We got a good Stever standby for that. More on Brad Underwood and the Coaches versus Cancer.
Yeah, that's
and
tomorrow.
The picture has changed dramatically over the weekend in Portal News. Stand by for all of that.
Awesome.
Jonathan Savage is in London. Are you there, Jonathan?
I am there. The lines got really bad, so let's give it a go. But good morning to you.
Good morning. Good to have you on. We're talking Iran attacks Israel. What do we know this morning?
Yeah, it was an unprecedented attack by Iran over the weekend. For the first time, Iran attempting direct strikes on Israeli territory. Israelis woken by air raid sirens on Saturday night as over 330 drones and missiles were fired on them. But despite the scale of the attack, it has to be said, a limited impact. Israeli defenses, bolstered by the US, the UK, France and Jordan, managed to intercept about 99% of the barrage. There was reported damage to an airbase. The only reported casualty was a wounded girl. Now, this was Iran's response to an airstrike on its consulate in Syria, blamed on Israel, that killed 2 senior commanders.
I guess the question is, were we that good or are they that bad?
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that question there.
Is the question, Jonathan, is the U.S. and U.K. and everybody that helped knock these out of the sky, are we that great at it, or is Iran not very capable, which could be good news?
It could be a number of different things. It could be that Iran doesn't have the military sophistication that it requires. There are reports that some of these weapons simply didn't work. But of course, Israel has a very highly sophisticated Iron Dome defense system to defend itself against just these attacks. But the fact that it was also bolstered by the United States military and other countries as well really gave it an opportunity to prevent Iran from conducting any damage. Also worth saying that this was kind of expected. It was thought Iran had said that they would respond to the Israeli airstrike in Syria. So the US and Israel had plenty of time to sort of prepare themselves for it. In fact, some analysts say that Iran could have targeted Israel even more strongly had they sent out ballistic missiles first rather than slower moving drones.
Okay, what do you think happens next, Jonathan?
That's the big question. Israel's ambassador to the UN said this attack crossed every red line and Israel reserves every right to retaliate. And Israel also saying Iran will bear the consequences for its actions. So at the same time, the US is urging Israel to show restraint to prevent the region from sliding into an all-out war. The US government essentially saying it will continue to give Israel ironclad support to defend itself, but please turn the temperature down. Iran attacked you, but you won.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Jonathan Savage from London, thank you, sir, for this update.
Thank you.
712, Jonathan Savage on the Tapman's Towing phone line. Yeah, you're afraid that, okay, so if one person got hurt out of 300 and some, that's pretty unbelievable. So now what? I mean, if Israel comes back, their attacks will be effective. And then what? I mean, that's the fear, is the escalation of where do we go from here and how does it ever calm down? Because I don't think we want to go to full-out war. No, we do not. We never want to do that again if we can avoid it. But we have to be there with Israel, is what I think. But Biden administration trying to temper it, saying, no, we're not going to support an offensive right now. But I'm just amazing that not much damage done because of the Iron Dome and the help from the UK and the United States.
Right.
All right, 7:13, ESPN 93.5. We check our morning sports with Diane Ducey.
Good morning, Stevie. We had the Arizona Diamondbacks beating the St. Louis Cardinals 5-0 yesterday. Next up will be the Oakland A's with an 8:40 start here on ESPN 93.5. Let's get your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney, and yesterday in Phoenix, the Cardinals had 2 early scoring opportunities, did not take advantage of them against Zach Gallen, and then batting around, Arizona scored 5 times in the 5th and won 5-0.
They finally got to Miles Michaelis. Zach Gallen started and got the win for Arizona, all-star starter from a season ago. He was very tough. The Cardinals didn't get to him early, and the Cardinals were actually shut out, John, for the first time in 2024.
So Arizona won 2 out of 3, and the Cardinals are in Oakland to open a 3-game series with Sonny Gray pitching tonight. But positives yesterday, the way Nolan Arenado was driving the ball to right center field, he had a hit, and what we saw from Ryan Fernandez out of the bullpen.
Ryan Fernandez went 2 1/3 inning, did not give up a hit, really auditioning for maybe a greater role.
So the Cardinals have Sonny Gray on the mound tonight looking for his second win. Former Dodger Ross Stripling is 0-3 for Oakland. We're on the air at 7:45. Ricky has the lineups at 8:30 Central. I'll bring you the first pitch at 8:40. The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
Cubs win 3-2 over Seattle. Now they've got Arizona. They're also an 8:40 start this evening over on US 105.9.
Michael Busch with the big hit.
Busch waits for the 2-2. Here it comes. High fly ball hit to deep right center field. This may go. It's gone. Another moonshot for Michael Busch. He's homered in 4 consecutive ball games, and the Cubs extend the lead. It's now 3-0 over the Mariners here in the 4th. Busch has 5 home runs this season.
Reds over the Chicago White Sox 11-4. They've got Kansas City with a 6:40 start. Looks like Illinois swept Northern Illinois 20-13 on the season. Now 8 home runs yesterday.
Great stuff.
And of course, what's trending in Illini Nation is Kylan Boswell, and really coming home, even though he played for Arizona or is
he left in 8th grade.
Gotcha.
He was all about basketball. He's a 6'2", 200-pound point guard.
Yes.
And that's kind of what we needed. But averaged 10 points a game for Arizona. Handles the ball and can shoot the 3. So it's a guy that we needed. So now we have 3. How many are we getting? 4? Maybe 5?
Mm-hmm.
4? I think 4 for sure.
Okay.
I would think a big man would be something we could use. Somebody inside help me rebound the basketball. We kind of lost everything with Dane Danger moving on.
Right.
I know Merez Johnson is a 5-star, best player in Illinois. He's 18. So
okay,
I'm still nervous about the freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've got, Armani, and we've got some players, but it's just another big man. But otherwise, rock on. As of now, it's early. Illinois ranked number 1 in the portal news.
Okay.
Number 1 in America as far as portals. It's a lot more to come, though.
I saw on Twitter Kylan Boswell missing Monocle's Pizza, and that was a good draw for him to come back to
Way to
Central
go,
Illinois.
Ralph.
Of course, originating in Tolono, and a spotlight for our Tolono Fun Day with the Grand Marshals. It should be fun. Illinois head
Monocle's Pizza.
Exactly.
How about that?
Illinois head basketball coach Brad Underwood welcomes beloved TV analyst Bill Raftery and Oakland head coach Greg Campy. And the event in Gordyville of Kicking Cancer Banquet is tomorrow. So
I'll play that. Brad Underwood, Diana and I caught up with him last Wednesday, and I'll just kind of play it again. If you missed it, Brad Underwood coming up bottom of the hour, I thought there were some fascinating things he said. It won't have any portal news. No coaching maybe changes.
Mm-hmm.
Chester Frazier has been rumored out there to be leaving. I don't know if that's true. There's a lot of things you can read online.
Gotcha.
So we'll see.
The Knicks over the Bulls in overtime, 120-119. Pacers beat Atlanta decisively. That final was 157-115. And Orlando beat Milwaukee's Bucks. We had St. Louis's Blues over Seattle 4-1. The Blackhawks were beat yesterday. And Scotty Scheffler with the green jacket, a great back 9 to be 11 under at the end of the Masters.
And the drama was his wife, who's pregnant.
Oh.
We want to touch on that in a moment.
Okay.
Weather brought to you by Carl.
And Carl reminds you they're always looking to increase their team, and they remind you to monitor your skin. If you notice changes, reach out. Visit carl.org/skin cancer.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. This mild weather pattern continues on through the middle part of the week. Changes back into some chillier weather the end part of the week, and no shortage of rainfall here in the coming days as well. Next week, that pattern shift finally arrives, as in drier weather. And a dry day's worth of weather today, with highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Light northeasterly wind and sunshine, increasing cloudiness tonight. Lows near 60 and a shower thunderstorm in spots late. Tomorrow becoming windy, turning milder again. Partly sunny, showers and thunderstorms around for the morning. Scattered again for the afternoon. Highs up to 77. And southeast wind 15 to 25 miles per hour. Strong south wind tomorrow night. Showers and thunderstorms early and late, low down to 63. Quite windy and mild for the day on Wednesday, with some scattered showers and thunderstorms again morning and afternoon. Highs is up to 81. That west wind could hit 50 miles per hour. Breezy, cooler Thursday at 68. Couple of showers, 59 on Friday. Weekends dry but cool with highs in the 50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olshes, Greg Soldier.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Goldman Sachs is reporting a better than expected quarter. The stock is up 3%. Crude oil prices are moderating this morning. Prices rose before Iran's attack on Israel. Tesla could be cutting 14,000 jobs globally. Industry publication Electrek says CEO Elon Musk revealed the plans in a memo to staff, saying the cuts will impact more than 10% of its workforce. Tesla delivered fewer cars than expected in the recent quarter. The Wall Street Journal says sales of gas-electric hybrids remain strong, up 43% at the start of the year, while electric vehicle sales were up only 2.7%. Car shoppers cite high prices for EVs and concerns about charging availability. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola. Invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey, this is Trey Gowdy, host of the Trey Gowdy Podcast. Every Tuesday, you'll hear what's on my mind. Plus, every Thursday, there's a special bonus episode where we answer the questions that are on your mind. Make sure to spend your Tuesdays and Thursdays with Trey. Subscribe now at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts. Hope to see you.
America's listening to Fox News.
Urbana Park District needs you this summer. Crystal Lake Family Aquatic Center is now open, and a few more lifeguards are needed. No experience? No problem. Aquatic staff will train you and get you certified. This is a great job for those 15 years of age or older, and adults looking for a side gig or seasonal job. To apply, go to urbanaparks.org and fill out an application. If you have questions, call the Park District, 217-367-1544. Urbana Park District, you belong here. urbanaparks.org.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. So Scotty Scheffler's wife is pregnant, and she could have gone into labor over the weekend. He stated before the weekend, no matter where I am in this tournament, if she goes into labor, I'm leaving. And so people are going, what? What are you talking about? Well, he said, you only have your first child once.
Okay.
And we're going.
Yeah.
So everybody was on edge. They said, okay, now if he pulls out, should he pull out? Should he have done that? Should he have said that? And does it cheapen the tournament if the leader leaves?
Right.
Does it mean, yeah, I won the Masters in 2024, but Scotty left when he was leading? Asterisk. Anyway, it didn't happen. He won the tournament. And he said clearly he has other priorities besides golf.
Obviously.
But I mean, but people are going, what?
Right.
Tiger didn't. Tiger was all in. What's wrong with you? I don't know. I would leave. I would leave. If Janet told me you need to stay and finish this,
yeah.
But I still wouldn't want to miss that.
You never know how long labor is going to be.
There's not a lot of things.
It could be 2 days, and it could be 2 minutes.
Well, and there's not a lot of things you remember in your life, but you remember that.
Yes, you do.
You'll never forget the birth of your child or children. You just don't.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's one of those God moments that you just don't want to miss that. So he's got a very strong faith. He doesn't talk too openly about it, but it's clearly a big deal for that. He didn't talk in the post match anyway, but no, he's so good at golf. He's the number one player in the world, ranked number one before this, and he's just better. He's better at hitting the ball and getting it in the cup, which is kind of the goal. But Scotty Scheffler, when it was really tight, there were 4 people tied nearly halfway through yesterday's golf round, and then he just pushed on the gas pedal. Just one going away. Scotty Scheffler wins the 2024 Masters Golf Tournament. Okay, you went to Kansas?
I did.
And so how was
it? It was a great road trip.
Crowd. Talking about the group, Kansas.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so how was it?
It was fabulous, and a big crowd, and mostly 60 and up, as we had said on the radio. And because when we were talking with lead singer Ronnie Platt, he said, "Brought to you by Geritol."
Yeah.
And but still so tight. And some deep cuts, like he had said, some stuff that I didn't recognize that they were playing, but they're just such a tight band. And that's back when rock and roll was, really a fine art, and you can hear even classical influences and the overlap and the violinists that they had playing in the band was fabulous.
How many band members?
5.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't real big.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Dust in the Wind was right in the middle of the set. And towards the end was Carry On My Wayward Son.
Point of No Return was in there, I'm sure.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. And how was the crowd at the Virginia
Oh,
Theater?
so good.
Awesome.
And now we're preparing for Ebert Fest this week.
Wow.
So that'll start on Wednesday, the 17th. And for me, I've got my game face on with autism awareness. And congratulations to Jets Pizza for supporting such a diverse population in their employment ranks. They'll be part of things too. And there's a gala on Wednesday night at City Center. Temple Grandin's coming in. She got her doctorate with the University of Illinois and worked with cattle, and to hear her story and to have a panel talk about employment and how much purpose you can have. As you know, the story with my son Aiden at the age of 20, sacking groceries at Schnucks in Savoy. It just makes him feel so good to have such a great job between 8:30 and 1:30 weekdays. So that's a big spotlight on Wednesday, and I'm helping MC that.
On your birthday.
Exactly.
On your birthday, you're
You don't
emceeing.
need to tell people that.
Too late. It's Diane's birthday Wednesday.
There we go. And
Get
then
your-
the walk is coming up on Saturday at the Savoy Rec Center between 11:30 and 2:30, with the walk stepping off at 2.
All right, it is 7:27. We have a Stever. I tell you, I can't tell you. I've never had a dishwasher like I have now. I don't know. I didn't know how to use it.
Right.
Producer David helped me figure out exactly what to use. So I buy the liquid sparkle stuff, put that in the little thingamafloogie. Then I get the Cascade Premium, the little pods, put that in there. And then I put some baked on stuff, and I almost blow dry it. I just want to see. You can't get this off. You can't get this off.
It does.
I almost trash talked my, and you got a new one, but you probably knew how to use it. I've never.
And especially Mike, he knows everything, my husband. But we got a new one, and you're right. It's taking care of business. And no spots on the.
But I'm putting baked stuff.
Wine glasses, nothing.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know what I'm doing with
amazing.
energy costs because it goes for hours, but it's nice when it's done.
Sure is.
It does sparkle. Anyway, I'm giving out $500 when you spend $1,000, which is super easy to do in this inflationary time we're in. When you go to Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. So if you're trying to get an appliance, there's nowhere in the world that'll give you $500 off. None. And just because you're knowledgeable and you know what we do here, you take advantage of it, which is great. Now, if you want to get a $500 bill off a $1,000 buy, it's at gostever.com this morning. You can text in Dick Van Dyke. That'll illuminate.
Or DVD.
DVD's even easier. Just DVD, as in the old DVDs we used to play.
That's right.
Which are now archaic. Buy those for nothing. Anyway, it's Dick Van Dyke and $500 off. And I could use that. So if nobody enters, okay, I'm not doing that. All right, 217-359-2255. That's the Fisher National Bank text line, or gostever.com. Thousands of you have illuminated your lives to this program, or some crazy guy gives you opportunities like this.
Why not? Be a member. It's totally free right now. 510 North Neal Street in Champaign is where Dick Van Dyke is located. Delivery, installation, warranties available. They will take care of you. Appliance-world.com if you want to poke around on your next purchase at Dick Van Dyke.
All right, Diane and I talked to Brad Underwood last week, and it was about coaches versus cancer. Then it was about basketball and some other things, too. Stand by. We're going to hear that again next, 7:30.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Jury selection starts today for the people of the state of New York versus Donald J. Trump. He's accused of falsifying business records to cover up hush money payments before the 2016 election.
100 people at a time will be called into the courtroom, and Judge Juan Merchan will explain the case to them and ask if any prospective juror does not think they can be fair and impartial. And of the remaining people, they'll be given the 42-question questionnaire before each one is questioned individually by a prosecutor and a defense lawyer.
Fox's Eric Shawn. Rust movie set armorer Hannah Gutierrez-Reed is sentenced today.
Gutierrez-Reed was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter in the fatal on-set shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins. The fourth-degree felony carries a maximum penalty of 18 months incarceration.
Fox's Michelle Polino. Actor Alec Baldwin fired the gun. His manslaughter trial scheduled to start in July. He was also a producer on the movie. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Champaign Public Works installing an all-way stop sign at John and New Streets, intersection adjacent to Southside Elementary School. It's along the safe route to school. Staff will install 2 stop signs on John Street shortly after school dismisses for summer break. Plant enthusiasts experience a treat this weekend. University of Illinois Horticultural Club hosting their second annual Spring Plant Fair. More than 4,000 plants spanning over 100 varieties were on sale. Local plant organizations from both on and off campus had booths set up at the Stock Pavilion on campus. CU Solidarity Gardens offered free plots to low-income and immigrant gardeners. Initial filings for unemployment benefits in Illinois rose last week compared with the week prior. New jobless claims, a proxy for layoffs, increasing to 9,525 in the week ending April 6, up from 9,463 the week before, according to the Labor Department. Unemployment claims dropped to 211,000 last week. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. Our weather brought to you by Urbana Park District.
Earth Day will be coming up on April 20th, and from 1 to 4, head out for the party. It's going to be fun to have the music and going green and all the messages. UrbanaParks.org for details on Saturday.
All right, everyone, let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign and vicinity, and a nice quiet day's worth of weather with that early summer feel continuing on. Mild through the middle part of the week as well, but increasingly wet and active across the area. Cooler, drier sets up by the end part of the week and the weekend too, and it is a start of that pattern shift to a drier weather pattern for the remaining days of the month of April. Sunshine near 80 for the day today, light northeast wind, increasing clouds near 60 tonight. Late night shower thunderstorm chance, tomorrow becoming windy and mild again, partly sunny. Showers and thunderstorms in the morning, back in for the afternoon at 77. Showers, thunderstorms, windy, mild, lows near 63 for tomorrow night. Very windy, mild for the day on Wednesday. Scattered showers, thunderstorms morning and afternoon. Highs up to 81. Watch out for that west wind gusting to 50 miles per hour by afternoon. Breezy, cooler, 68 on Thursday. Couple of showers, 50 down on Friday. Sunshine for the weekend, but cool. Highs in the mid-50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champaign. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, roofs, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people.
This is Eric Bolin with Provident Financial Group. Political news is sure to dominate the headlines in 2024, adding uncertainty to the markets. This makes a disciplined investment strategy even more critical to achieving your long-term goals. To assure your investments are aligned with your objectives, contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Okay, I put some brick landscaping down. I felt pretty good. Still feel pretty good. Just don't think about my age and look in the mirror. I'm fine. It's fine.
I bet a lot of people after this nice weather weekend are kind of creaky today because haven't, bent over that long to weed all the gardens, lay down the mulch, handle some of the gardening. I'm just hoping we're out of the weeds when it comes to the bad weather, because I know when I was born, I think on April 17th, it was like a blizzard or something that day. You never know.
We've had them in April, there's no doubt. But I think, we're going to get a little colder, as Greg has mentioned, down to, 30s by the end of this coming weekend. But I don't know, long range looks fine. Looks like we might be busting through and getting out of this stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we'll be into the heat and all the things that mean spring-summer. So that's
lots
good.
of different proms going on. I've seen some pictures of that. This past Mom's Weekend sure had people out and about with Mom on the U of I campus, which was awesome.
Really fun. All right, so Illinois gets Kylan Boswell. That's news this morning. Happened over the weekend. He came and visited and committed. He's a former 5-star guy from Champaign. He left in the 8th grade. After 8th grade, he missed Monocle's Pizza. He's back. He's the point guard. He played for Arizona some high-level games, and he's very good, so that's great news. We caught up with Brad Underwood. We talked coaches versus cancer tomorrow night at Gifford at the Gordyville.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about basketball, and I thought it was a really good visit. Pretty long visit. It's about 15 minutes long. So Brad Underwood from last Wednesday. Cue the band. The winningest coach in the Big Ten over the last 5 seasons, leading this team to the Elite 8. He is Brad Underwood. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great this morning. How are you?
I'm fine.
Happy to have you on. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, it's exciting times.
It really is. It was... I bet the coaches versus cancer came pretty big in the window because we played so deep, and all of a sudden you're the grand poobah for this thing, and you get Bill Raftery and you get Greg Campy. That's awesome.
Yeah, congratulations on that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. These are these 2 guys I've known for a long time, and Raftery's obviously a legend. He's done it, as a former coach, and now as maybe the most recognizable voice in college basketball, and he's funny. He's a great human being, and excited for him. And then of course, Greg Campy is he was kind of the toast of this year's NCAA tournament, and with a huge upset at Kentucky, and a guy who's spent 40 years at the same school and watched that program grow, and big advocate for coaches versus cancer, and really a great personality. So we've got 2 dynamic personalities and guys that are funny, and our people will enjoy getting to know these guys.
It's April 16th, Gordyville. There's some tickets left. I just asked Diane, I said, how can you run out of tickets at Gordyville? I mean,
it's huge.
It's like 40 acres, man. I mean, get a lot of people in there. I mean, I just hope a lot of people attend. Last year's were awesome. You had this all-star panel of coaches. It was unbelievable. It's a small circle of coaching, isn't it, Coach?
Yeah, very, very much so. And I think that, the one thing we've done with Coaches versus Cancer is we continue to grow that network and continue to bring new people in, get new people involved. It's all about bringing awareness to Coaches versus Cancer, to screening. It's touched so many people, and the coaching fraternity is behind this 100%. And 30 years of it. We've seen coaches come and go. Lon Kruger is stepping aside as the chair. I'm going to take over as the chair, and big shoes to fill there. But we're excited. We're going to have 1,700 plus at this event,
wow.
and raise a lot of money and bring a lot of awareness to a great cause.
I thought it was like 1,000. You're pushing there too. Wow. That's a lot of folks. Man,
I think it's Coaches versus Cancer's largest indoor event.
Wow. Well, congratulations. You've really done a good job with that. You really pushed that thing. It's awesome. And we have a lot of fun. It's for great cause.
Are you still kind of embracing that Western theme? I know Pards had their boots as centerpieces.
Boots in the table. That was awesome.
And it was nice to kind of have your jeans and boots on an event like that, Brad.
Yeah, it's about having fun, and I tell everybody that comes to this thing, it's about having fun. It's the people that come and to be entertained and to laugh and to we obviously want them to spend their money and enjoy it, but it's about just getting together for a few hours and having a great time and understanding what we're there for.
All right, Brad Underwood on the Tapman's Joint phone line. I wrote something a number of years ago about how to talk to the media, and I thought this year when you were doing the on-court stuff, when you were doing all your stuff, I thought you were particularly good. I mean, I think you were as relaxed as I've ever seen you in 7 years. I mean, it really looked like you were having fun this time.
Yeah, I think that you have to flip switches really quick with the on court.
Yeah, really.
Timeouts and you've got to gather your thoughts and you may go from offense to defense and they ask you a question that's completely different or whatever. But yeah, I had a great time with this team. This team was fun. This team was. This was a team that stood for all the right things, and why we got in it as coaches to be around and to help guys and to enjoy them and their development and their successes and that was fun this year.
Speaking of fun, who had the super soaker idea in the locker room after some of these key games?
That all goes to our strength coach. I think he was helping me out, knowing that I get doused a lot after these wins, and I figured, I think he figured out that. And by the way, the last Super Soaker was big time. That thing was.
It was look huge.
That's right.
That thing could put out some water, but we had fun with it, and it was a way to enjoy the winning and just kind of let your hair down for a little bit.
If I saw a coach with no shirt and goggles, and I'm 22 and I'm a really good basketball player, I'd want to come here.
Yeah.
I mean, now they don't know about the Brad Underwood practice thing. Sometimes,
Right.
Sometimes that can be something, but you're going to get kids better. Don't you have a track record of guys getting profoundly better here?
Yeah, that's who we are. We're a development program, and we tell young people that in the recruiting process. If you don't want to get better and you don't want to work to put in the time, don't come here. And I'm okay with that. And winning is really, really hard to do. It takes sacrifice, it takes commitment, it takes dedication. And you've got to go above and beyond, and then you have to do that with teammates and other people who may have different attitudes sometimes. So you got to mesh those things. But we've got sheets of analytics and numbers where guys get better, and not just on the court, but in the weight room, in the classroom. That's what my job is. I'm nothing more than a teacher, and try to help young people reach their dreams and goals.
We could write a real bestseller here if you can figure out how the connectivity of this team could be year to year. How do you know? You don't, do you? How do you know they're going to hang out after? I mean, how do you get that?
Yeah, and you strive towards it. I think it's why we've won a lot in the last 5 years. Is we have there's a character component to what we try to do in recruit, but it doesn't always mesh, and it doesn't always line up perfectly. And this year's group was not only talented, but they were funny. They knew how. We had 107 practices this year. We had 3 bad ones.
Wow.
Two of them came before the Penn State game.
Wow.
And and it was a very, very mature group. This group did it better than any team we've had, to a minimum, and didn't let social media, didn't let the media, didn't let outside noises get to them. And then they just, this group had personality, and they weren't afraid to show it, and that was enjoyable.
I gotta ask, when you guys won, I don't know, Big Ten, I'm not sure which it was, but Tyler Underwood, your son, sits next to you, and you turned and hugged him so hard, and I can't imagine the joy to have your son sitting next to you. And I have a sense, and I think I'm right, that Tyler Underwood is becoming a really good coach.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. I missed all of Tyler's growing up. I was 26 years before I became a head coach, and when you're not a head coach, you don't manage time. You're on somebody else's, and so I was never a coach. I was never a youth coach. I was always gone. Back then, the month of July was basically an entire month of recruiting. You were heavily involved in camps in June, so I was kind of an absentee father, and now to have Tyler with me every day is really special. And then you're right, he is becoming a heck of a coach, and he's got great presence, and for a young guy, and very smart. And then he got his mom's brains there, by the way.
I just sense he's soaking it all in, but sifting what he wants to become, who he's going to be. But I think he had an impact when I was here. I think I think the kid's just been a silent, real difference maker, and it's just a perception and feeling I have of his impact that is going unnoticed. And I just wanted to shout out, I think he's a great kid. We've been golfing with him, with Christian, but I think he's going to be a really good coach someday. Really good.
Yeah, I'm excited for his future, and he's a great communicator, and that's what it takes in this business.
All right. Lastly, all these names and portals and guys coming. I've just decided to say, you know what? Brad's pretty good at puzzles. You do it, because I have no idea how you. I didn't know who Quincy Guerrier was. I did. Marcus DeMass Southern, really?
Right.
Wow. So you got this. So whatever you put together, I'm excited to see it. But I was going to do a $1,000 giveaway. Name the starting 5 as of July 31. Nobody has a clue, including you. I mean, you don't know.
No, nobody. Yeah, everybody, and it's the $1 million question in recruiting from recruits. What's your roster going to look like? I don't know.
Right.
And it's the I think it's sad in some ways, but it's the world we're in, and it's been very fast paced. There's a tremendous pace to it. It started on the day after Selection Sunday, and I was pacing the hallways in between the Sweet 16 and Elite 8, making recruiting calls.
Oh man,
which I did not enjoy, by the way.
Right,
but,
right.
But it's something that we've created this, and we're going to do the best we can. We've had great success in the portal, and finding the right pieces and really trying to fit them together. That's the jigsaw puzzle. But you've got to touch a lot of people, and we got a great group of guys working and doing that. It's been nonstop Zooms and phone calls since that portal opened.
Well, and with Kentucky having John Calipari exit for Arkansas, we wondered about the coaches portal.
Brad, you're in all the lists. That's flattering,
right?
I mean, the dominoes fall. Brad Underwood.
Technically, we're locked in through April 30th, 2030.
You love it here. Brad Underwood loves it.
Yeah, and it's Calipari. John's done an unbelievable job, and he's found winning at every stop he's been at, and now he's chose to go do that at Arkansas, and obviously Kentucky's in the old world was probably the bluest of blue in terms of blue bloods. Now with NIL, I'm not sure that there are blue bloods anymore, and so the NIL has changed that, and it used to be a real challenge to beat those schools in recruiting. Now with NIL, that becomes a little different. So we've got great facilities and great athletic director, and you can't ever control what people say when they throw your name out. But Illinois got an opportunity to win a national championship, and I want to be the head coach when that happens.
That's awesome. Well, listen, we appreciate all your time. Tuesday, April 16, Gordyville, Coaches versus Cancer. Bill Raftery, Greg Campy from Oakland, the head coach there that beat Kentucky. Listen, Coach, thanks for all the time, and congratulations on a really, really great year. I was sorry to see it end because I loved their team, loved watching you guys, but I'm excited for the next one, and congratulations on everything you're doing.
I appreciate it, and hope to see y'all in Gordyville.
Yep.
That's right.
Let's raise a lot of money.
Let's raise a lot of money.
Bring those boots out.
Absolutely. Quickly approaching a sellout. Coaches versus Cancer, Illinois.com for tickets.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Brad Underwood, head basketball coach, University of Illinois, ESPN. That was a good visit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 751 217 359 2255. You want to add anything to that?
Well, we had talked about, will he be wooed away by Kentucky? But since then, Mark Pope has got the tap, right?
And does Mark Pope care that he was like the seventh choice?
Right.
Who cares?
Right.
He's the former captain of a national championship team at Kentucky. So it's us hiring Kenny Battle, right? I mean, it's a favorite. It's a favorite. And they love Mark Pope, and he loves them because they just gave him $5.8 million a year.
Right.
Oh, that's a bunch. He was at BYU. He's never won a tournament game. Good luck to him.
Announced in front of roughly 5,000 fans. Many had to be turned away at Rupp Arena, filled to capacity for this Big Blue Nation to come out full to, welcome their new coach.
That's not capacity, Rupp Arena.
That's what it says.
Well, maybe they had theater seating. What the heck? They could let more in there. I don't know. Not my business.
Too.
Don't care. Let's check your weather this morning. Brought to you by Kramer Siding and Window.
Their home improvements have a lot of great deals for you this spring, including doors. Find out more at KramerSiding.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. This mild weather pattern continues on through the middle part of the week. Changes back into some chillier weather the end part of the week, and no shortage of rainfall here in the coming days as well. Next week, that pattern shift finally arrives, as in drier weather. And a dry day's worth of weather today, with highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Light northeasterly wind and sunshine, increasing cloudiness tonight. Lows near 60 and a shower thunderstorm in spots late. Tomorrow becoming windy, turning milder again, partly sunny sunny. Showers and thunderstorms around for the morning. Scattered again for the afternoon. Highs up to 77. At southeast wind 15 to 25 miles per hour. Strong south wind tomorrow night. Showers and thunderstorms early and late. Low down to 63. Quite windy and mild for the day on Wednesday with some scattered showers and thunderstorms again morning and afternoon. Highs up to 81. That west wind could hit 50 miles per hour. Breezy cooler Thursday at 68. Couple of showers 59 on Friday. Weekends dry but cool with highs in the 50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting at Meteorologist Greg Solgay.
All right, so you don't think Kentucky fans are out of their mind? It was 5,000 at Rupp Arena that were turned away. So 23,000 is their capacity.
Right.
They had 5,000.
My
That's
goodness.
the entire Section A, or new terms, 100 level, turned away. That's a lot of people.
To see Mark Pope as the next coach.
Well, he's one of them.
Yes.
He's their guy.
That's right.
All right, it is 7:54. Our Stever today is from Dick Van Dyke. Text DVD if you want $500 off. Yeah, that's what I said. You have to spend a minimum of $1,000, which is easy peasy in these inflationary times.
Yes, it's true.
My goodness. What'd you spend a lot on over the weekend? Anybody? You go anywhere.
A lot of people like cleaning out their garage and things like that in this nice weather and thinking this man cave needs a freezer for my meat.
Well, go buy a $1,000 freezer and get it for
Exactly.
$500.
Love it.
So you can go to GoStever.com and enter as well, or 217-359-2255 on the Fisher National Bank text line.
Very good.
All right, I lost my train of thought thinking about Tiger Woods. Okay, so
yes, and I'm seeing, Scheffler receiving the green jacket from John Rahm after the Masters win, and it just seemed like smiles all around.
Well, I mean, it's pretty cool to win a green jacket. The payday, a little higher than most. Normally, a PGA tournament only pays $1.8 million. 3.5.
Whoa.
So when you got down to it, Colin Morikawa had to hit it out of the woods on 18, and I'm thinking, this kid, he's one ahead of two people, and if he bogeys, he has to split that money 3 ways. If he double bogeys, which he almost did, I mean, it must have been $1 million putt. He made a putt that probably was worth $1 million. That's just... Man. Anyway, they had this new kid, Ludwig Oberg.
Yes.
He's...
A-B-E-R-G. There's a little umlaut thing over his A.
Outside of Beethoven, I have never met anybody named Ludwig.
Out of Sweden.
Yeah, anyway, he was... I don't think he understood where he was.
Oh.
I mean, he was like playing and just laughing and smiling, having a good...
that's a good way to face it when you're...
He's only 23. I don't think he realized he was at the Masters. I think he thought he was just at some sort of a golf course.
Okay.
Anyway, he played outstanding, got second place, which had to be worth, a couple of $1 million?
Right.
Anyway, with all of his family...
369 in the final round.
Yeah, 69. Anyway, it's Masters is just the best. I love it. I just can't imagine. Johnny talked about it on Friday. He got to play it 2 rounds years ago because he supports Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and one of the big guys from that got him on, and I think he and his partner Dick Piner got to play. Anyway, Johnny said it's like walking in a garden. You're walking in a garden playing golf. It's just perfect.
Scheffler's 27, the 4th youngest golfer to win multiple green jackets. Jack Nicklaus was 25 in 81 days. Tiger Woods 25, 100 days.
To get to 2.
Right.
Yeah. No, it was fun. Just bummer that Tiger's body just isn't going to allow him to get this going much anymore. I think you'll see him in the majors, but I guess he's just under incredible pain. And what they do physical therapy-wise, I think he has to get up at 3 a.m. to get his body ready for a tee time.
I see.
It just nuts the process of him being able to do that. So, I just enjoyed so much his career and unbelievable tournaments and how he dominated, late 90s, early 2000s, and then on. How many tournaments? He's won 82 tournaments, 15 majors. I don't know if we'll ever see that again. And I have a theory that the live golfers, the guys that bolted for Saudi Arabia, hard to blame them when you're talking about $150 million playing shorts and only play 3 rounds. I just have a theory that they'll never win again. They'll just never win again. It's like, okay, How many bags of chips do you want in front of your TV and a recliner?
Right.
Life just ended the grind. You don't need to win. Now, I think Brandon DeChambeau is a live golfer. He might have an asterisk because he's an unusual guy. He got 6th, which is pretty darn good. But where was Dustin Johnson? Where were all these big high-flying Brooks Koepka? I just don't think they can.
Was Rory in it?
Rory's not a live.
Okay, gotcha.
He was in it and finished, in +3 or 4. But the winner was Scotty Scheffler -11. Anyway, but I just don't think the live golfers grind anymore. Golf is grind. Golf is hard. Golf is really, really difficult to win. So many good golfers. So if you have $150 million in the bank, what is your why? Why are you grinding? Why do you got everything you need? You got generational wealth for I don't know how many generations. What is golf? You got to dig. You got to dig deep to win those things. And I just don't think they shorts and 3 grams.
All right.
What time are you eating? I want a sandwich? I don't care. Let's eat. I think it's changed completely, and I don't think those golfers will ever be the same competitively. Pure theory on Stevie Jay's part. But I don't think you can just turn it on, turn it off for those kinds of things when the others really feel a need and a passion. More, I guess, for the green jacket in the case this weekend, but to have the honor of being a Masters champion, man. And Scotty's won 2. He's number 1 in the world. Pretty phenomenal. All right, we're going to break. We got lots more. Trey Yingst, our ace reporter journalist from Israel, will be calling us next hour. Stand by. It's 8 o'clock. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Former President Trump is just about arriving at court in New York City. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, for what he calls a rigged trial, the first one in his 4 criminal cases, firing off numerous Truth Social rants, writing Democrats are cheating in the 2024 election with bogus legal cases, forcing him to sit in court instead of campaign.
This morning, hundreds of Manhattanites have been called for jury selection.
Fox's Eric Shawn outside the courthouse.
Mr. Trump is charged with 34 counts of falsifying business records, for hiding $130,000 in payments during the presidential race in 2016, and for allegedly covering up his affair with porn star Stormy Daniels. He denies that.
Now, the former president's also still trying to get a New York appeals court to delay the trial, fighting a judge's gag order. The FBI's opened a criminal investigation in Baltimore into the collapse of a bridge taken down after a cargo ship smashed into it last month, killing 6 workers on the bridge. 2 law enforcement officers are dead in New York after an attempted traffic stop last night led them to a gunfight at a house in Salina.
As a result of the exchange of gunfire, 1 SPD officer and 1 Onondaga County Sheriff's deputy were struck by gunfire, as well as the suspect.
Syracuse Police Chief Joe Cecil says all 3 were killed. Israel's war cabinet's meeting now, considering a response to Iran's weekend attack. Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv.
Now, I just got off of a briefing with a top Israeli Air Force official who gave more information about the coalition efforts to shoot down these hundreds of missiles and drones. They did have some advance notice, and that's part of the reason they were so successful in shooting down so many of these missiles and drones.
Now, President Biden's urged Israel to show restraint, saying the U.S. will not participate in any Israeli response. Americans shopped more last month. Retail sales rose a better than expected 0.7%, a little less than in February after a January sales decline. It's Marathon Day in Boston with a lot of security. 11 days after the deadly bombing. The first competitors in wheelchairs about to start the race right now. America's listening to Fox News.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Donald Trump Jr. here. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back, but you can stop your losses by diversifying into a gold IRA from my friends at Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. That's SHELTER to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold now.
Message and data rates may apply.
We mentioned the Boston Marathon bombing 11 years ago that left 3 people dead and hundreds injured near the finish line. In Britain, a 2017 terror attack at an Ariana Grande concert has led to a court case.
22 people died when suicide bomber Salman Abedi targeted music fans in Manchester, England 7 years ago. Now more than 250 survivors are suing MI5. The UK's intelligence agency was found last year to have missed a big opportunity to prevent the attack. In a rare public statement, the head of MI5 saying he was profoundly sorry. Abedi had been classed as a subject of interest to officers, but later deemed to be a low risk. Lawyers say they've submitted a claim to a specialist tribunal handling complaints against intelligence services. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
It is sentencing day in New Mexico for Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, the armorer who was in charge of weapons on the set of the movie Rust, convicted over a deadly shooting during filming.
Gutierrez-Reed was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter in the fatal on-set shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins. The 4th-degree felony carries a maximum penalty of 18 months incarceration. The criminal case arose from the October 2021 on-set incident in which Hutchins was killed and director Joel Souza wounded by a bullet that came from a gun Baldwin was holding during a walkthrough of a scene at Bonanza Creek Ranch, south of Santa Fe. Jurors convicted her in March following a 2-week trial. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
Now, Alec Baldwin faces his own trial, also charged with involuntary manslaughter. In July, he claims he never pulled the trigger. On Wall Street, a rally's brewing. Dow futures are up almost 300 points, coming off the worst week of the year for the Dow, and it dropped more than 2%. It's tax deadline day to file a return or to file for an extension for most Americans. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. The resurfacing project on Illinois 121 through Mount Zion from Highway 36 to southern limits of Mount Zion resuming today, according to the Department of Transportation. The project partially complete with upgraded traffic signals and sidewalks ramps already finished. Still remaining are the milling, resurfacing, and striping. Cannabis industry leaders and lawmakers from both sides of the aisle are pushing for regulations on hemp products and a ban on those containing a synthetic THC intoxicant called Delta-8. Products with it are chemically altered to concentrate THC, making it much more potent than hemp products that have no more than 0.3% of total THC like CBD. Initial filings for unemployment benefits in Illinois rose last week compared with the week prior. New jobless claims, a proxy for layoffs, increasing to 9,525 in the week ending April the 6th. Up from 9,463 the week before, according to the Labor Department. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. Our weather brought to you by Watts Copy Systems. If you're interested in a free evaluation, just call them. They might save you money. 217-352-0428. Family owned, employee owned, locally owned, Illinois business, Watts Copy Systems. And by Kurt Lenschow, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Kurt Lenschow and State Farm are there. We check your weather. Our meteorologist is Greg Solier.
Boy, they had the Illini Spring Sports Fest over the weekend. And boy, they had great weather for all those different events for 3 days.
And Danny Harlow's baseball team is 20-13.
Yeah.
Wow. They're starting to really get it going. And they're
8
good.
home runs yesterday.
The Illini are good at baseball.
Right.
Awesome. All right, my friend.
It seems like perennially they are good at baseball and golf, too.
Dan Harlow has a really good program. And Mike Small, it's just off the charts.
Absolutely.
Mike Small is done here. Well, sir, I love the morning. Know it's going to change a little bit on me, but boy, I'll take it today.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you can dodge and properly time out, because these won't be continuous all-day rains, we're at least moving into a little more typical setup in the atmosphere, the movement of weather systems and features up aloft. The rains won't be that continuous. They'll be in and out, on and off and all that. You'll certainly notice them as well, particularly tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening time. We'll keep an eye on maybe some severe weather potential over at least some sections of East Central Illinois and the Midwest at large. But apart from that, nice morning, 60 already at Willard in Savoy, and reading a 58 Danville, 56 at Round Tool, to 61 at Peoria, 52 up at the Kankakee, to already almost 70 in downtown St. Louis. Yeah, tomorrow at least a slight, maybe approaching enhanced risk of severe weather tomorrow afternoon and evening time. But nothing going on today. We made it up to 84 today, slightly cooler with a little boundary sitting on top of us, but it's extremely dry, hence any cloud cover is just to the high level variety at that for the day today. 78 the high, probably some low to to mid-80s again south of Champaign. Late night shower thunderstorm chance tonight, low down to 59 to 60. Tomorrow, windy, turning milder, partly sunny. A couple of showers, thunderstorms around, and more so tomorrow afternoon and evening time might require a weather watch at 77 to increasing southeast to south wind. Windy tomorrow night, mild showers, thunderstorms early and late, low down to 63. Rinse and repeat, early and late day showers and thunderstorms Wednesday, partly sunny, windy with a high temperature up near 81. That westerly wind tomorrow or Wednesday afternoon could approach 50 miles per hour. 68, a cooler Thursday, a chillier Friday with a couple of showers, 59. Sunshine for the weekend, but cool with highs in the mid to upper 50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, AB Dolchis, Greg Soldier.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Hey, shout out to Parkland golf coach Corbin Siebens.
Yeah.
He just hit 50 tournament wins as a head coach.
Nice.
One of the few golf coaches in the country, any division. That's a lot.
Yes, it is. How long has he been doing
Only
this?
11 years to get to
Really?
50. That's like 11 years.
A couple of years.
4 or 5 wins a year.
Yeah.
And it's hard to win a tournament.
Right.
As an individual, certainly as a team. So, Corbin, congratulations.
Doing
That
something
is
right over there.
Exciting. Very exciting.
Does he ever have a beverage with Mike Small, I wonder?
I'm sure they know each other. All those golf
quality
coaches.
coaches
know
in
each
our
other.
area.
That's big time.
Go ahead.
All right, ESPN 93.5. The Masters just concluded. I thought you might want to know some facts about it.
Sounds good.
That you've never heard. Some of these really surprised me. Media tickets, the badges you wear, have RFID tags inside, meaning the club knows where every person is at all times.
I see.
You're going behind the tree, go to the bathroom. Come on. Even the players who miss the Masters cut walk away with a $10,000 check.
Ooh.
Thanks for coming.
Uh-huh.
A 5-bedroom home near Augusta will rent for how much for the week?
$50,000.
It's only $30,000.
Okay.
Did you know the IRS has a special exemption in the tax code called the Augusta Rule, allowing homeowners to rent out their homes for 14 days per year without taxes?
I see.
That's a good
Cha-ching.
That's a good deal.
Uh-huh. And by the way, it's tax day today,
It says that, tomorrow. Officially, I think they gave it till Tuesday. The rule, by the way, initially implemented for Augusta residents, but now apparently available to everybody. Like to know that. The Masters did $70 million in stuff last week. Interestingly, their food is cheap. It's cheap. The merchandise, however, is not.
Right.
$10 million per day. $1 million per hour. The merchandise is so popular, I think largely because it's not available. You have to go to Augusta to get it. You can't buy it online. You can't go to a store and buy it. It's at Augusta, Georgia during the tournament only.
I see.
So they sell it hand over fist.
I see.
In 1931, Augusta National bought for $70,000. The property now, $200 million. And too bad that we don't own homes near Augusta because they were buyers. They wanted to buy your property. They were paying 3 to 4 times what it was worth. One old couple says no, her husband died, she's holding on. She's got a couple of acres right smack dab and they want to buy it and she won't sell it.
I see.
How about that?
What was that movie? Up?
Yeah.
They're developing all around him. He's got this
He held on.
tiny home.
That's it. Somebody once found, believe it or not, a green jacket, an authentic green jacket in a Canadian thrift store.
Really?
They bought the jacket for $5. It had to say Masters.
Right.
They sold it at auction for $140,000. It doesn't say.
Oh, man. Why can't I get those kind of breaks? That would solve a lot of problems in my life. I'm looking for green jackets at Goodwill now.
Goodwill. Yeah, Salt and Light. Go looking for, if it has a Masters on it, buy it.
Exactly.
I'll give you $250 for it. No, it's $5, ma'am. The Masters leaves millions on the table by giving away the broadcasting rights. They don't charge ESPN or CBS for it. They don't do anything. It's free. They do this to maintain complete control.
I see.
Handpicking advertisers, eliminated on-course signage. There's no on-course signage.
Uh-huh.
And do you know how many commercials they play per hour?
How many?
What would you guess? In something like this, a normal would be 16 minutes an hour for TV.
Okay. 20 minutes
They
an hour.
pay 3 minutes an hour. 4 minutes an hour. That's it.
Wow.
It's nonstop golf.
That's a lot of golf.
It's and they're also not. Most golf courses are unlike most golf clubs, which are registered as non-profits. Augusta is a for-profit corporation. This requires them to pay more taxes, but they do it anyway because it means they don't have to share their members list, income, holdings, or expansion plans.
Okay.
More than 1,500 private jets landed in Augusta last week, paying $3,000 for landing and parking fees.
Wow.
They were all lined up systematically. How could you have an area big enough for 1,500 private planes?
That's crazy.
It's Augusta. It's awesome.
Well, I saw that Tiger Woods had a moment with Vern Lundquist, having a special connection at Augusta.
He's the guy that said, "In your life" on 16.
Right.
And Vern is 83, and that was his last Masters.
Mm-hmm. He's 83. That's
83,
right.
Retired.
And evidently, there's a picture I saw of someone reaching out behind the tree and shaking Tiger's hand, and that was Vern.
That was Vern. Yeah.
So now we know.
Yeah. And finally, in the Butler cabin, which I believe Dwight Eisenhower, I think it was built for him, Secret Service, and then they've kept it as kind of your post-game, post-match.
Okay.
So in the was the president of the head of the whole Masters, Mr. Ridley, and then there was John Rahm, last year's winner, who always puts a jacket on the new winner, which is Scotty Scheffler. On the left was a kid named Shipley, something Shipley. He every year. Some amateurs qualify. There are 5 this year. Mm-hmm. He was the only guy made the cut. He got some award because he was the top amateur. But can you imagine? Here's a kid that's getting his master's degree. He got his finance degree in 3 years from James Madison. Getting his master's right now in Columbus at Ohio State, and had his high school buddy caddy. Hey, Bob, you want to caddy for me at the Masters?
Henry Shipley.
So his buddy, who's 20, gets the caddy at the Masters. And then in the last day, they're paired with Tiger Woods. It shows them walking together, and they're all talking, and he just said, "I'll remember this for the rest of my life. I got to walk with Tiger Woods." And they said, some reporters said, "I saw Tiger handing you something, piece of paper." I said, "I don't know what you're talking about. It's not true." Could it be Tiger will start mentoring him maybe?
I need to look this up again because I heard something about that too.
Nobody knows what it was.
Right.
Anyway, one other thing, all the wrapping and all the food that is cheap at the Augusta for the Masters, all the food's very cheap. It's all wrapped in green. In case somebody litters, you can't see it. It's unbelievable.
I see.
The details are unending.
That's a cool idea.
All right, it's America's Save this week. It was last week anyway. We're still talking about it. What you need to do, Busey wants you to save because that's key to later. Save automatically. Just have some taken out. You won't even see it or remember it. Save for the unexpected. Save for retirement. I don't care if you're 35. Now, it'll be a lot when you're 65. Save by reducing the debt. The bad debt stuff is credit cards, which are charging you more than you want to know, sometimes 30+%. And it's very difficult to ever dig out of that. And save as a family. Set some examples. How much better would Americans be with money if they were intentionally teaching good money and saving habits at a young age? Invest in your financial future. You can go to Busey.com to get started or stop by one of their many convenient locations today for solutions to your personal, business, and wealth management needs. Busey, for over 150 years, member FDIC. Your Fox Business Minute coming up. Looks like a good day on Wall Street.
Ohio State golfer was Neil Shipley, and said he got about 3 hours of sleep, it feels like.
It's like winning the lottery.
Yeah.
I'm paired with who?
Right.
Yeah, that'd be
and then
cool.
Talked about how he's really grinding and making a big commitment to be out there for everyone. So, yeah. And, with Tiger finishing last, I still am glad he made the cut.
Well, finished last of those that participated, but at least he made it. As you're right, to the weekend he got to play, but his body is just not gonna allow it. At least right now, it doesn't appear that way. So.
Right. Okay, so Illinois has their spring game coming up on the 20th, and that's at 1 o'clock. So taking note of that on Saturday. Northern Illinois was swept by our Fighting Illini baseball team, 20-13 on the season. The final yesterday was 21-11. They had 8 home runs. So looking good. We had Illinois softball beating Purdue 4-1 yesterday. Parkland sweeping Spoon River in softball. They're 43-3 on the season, 16-0 in the conference. 8-1 was the final yesterday. And Parkland's baseball team split with Danville Area Community College. When it comes to our local favorites, Arizona beat St. Louis 5-0. They've got the Oakland A's and will stay out on the West Coast. It's an 8:40 start here on ESPN 93.5. Sonny Gray will take the mound for our Cardinals. And Ben Brown on the mound for the Cubbies as they face Arizona with a 8:40 start. They beat Seattle yesterday 3-2, and it's heard over on US 105.9. We also had the Reds over the Chicago White Sox 11-4. Chicago White Sox in Kansas City with a 6:40 start. The Knicks over the Bulls in a tight one in overtime, 120-119.
I think the Cubbies have changed. Their culture feels different. That's because Craig Counsell, the Milwaukee guy, is their guy.
Right, is their manager.
I think they're different. I think the Cubbies are definitely going to contend for the Central. 8:19, time for Greg and Fox Business coming up.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign and vicinity, and a nice quiet day's worth of weather with that early summer feel continuing on while through the middle part of the week as well, but increasingly wet and active across the area. Cooler, drier sets up by the end part of the week and the weekend too, and it is a start of that pattern shift to a drier weather pattern for the remaining days of the month of April. Sunshine near 80 for the day today, light northeast wind, increasing clouds near 60 tonight. Late night shower thunderstorm chance tomorrow, becoming windy and mild again, partly sunny. Showers and thunderstorms in the morning, back in for the afternoon at 77. Showers, thunderstorms, windy, mild, lows near 63 for tomorrow night. Very windy, mild for the day on Wednesday. Scattered showers, thunderstorms, morning and afternoon. Highs up to 81. Watch out for that west wind gusting to 50 miles per hour by afternoon. Breezy, cooler, 68 on Thursday. Couple of showers, 59 on Friday. Sunshine for the weekend, but cool. Highs in the mid-50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Americans were shopping last month. Retail sales jumped 0.7% in March, a stronger reading than expected. The forecast was for a 0.3% increase, and excluding autos, the increase is 1.1%. Retail sales represent about a third of all consumer spending. The manufacturing survey for this month from the New York Federal Reserve came in weaker than forecast. The reading is a -14. It's the fifth straight month with a decline. Goldman Sachs shares are rallying up more than 3.5% after its upbeat quarter. Goldman was helped by investment banking and handling investments for wealthy clients. Tesla shares are down 1%. Tech website Electrek says Tesla is cutting 10% of its workforce around the world. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
I'm Dana Perino, co-host of The Five and co-anchor of America's Newsroom. Join me for my brand new podcast, Perino on Politics. Listeners of Everything Will Be Okay will gravitate toward this podcast too. Every Monday, I'm going to talk to people I trust in politics as they tell me what they're seeing and thinking in the 2024 election cycle. As they prep me to cover the upcoming election, they'll prep you, the voters, too. Make sure you subscribe to this series on FoxNewsPodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts and leave a rating and review.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Underground Solutions. Are you tired of dealing with leaky faucets, basement flooding, bursting or leaking pipes? From plumbing maintenance and repairs to installing new water heaters and sump pumps, our goal is to get you up and running as soon as possible. At Lands Plumbing, we have 24/7 emergency service and a team of highly skilled professionals that will work with you to get the job done right the first time. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance. A new front door can instantly upgrade the look of your home and make it more energy efficient. The Kramer Siding and Window team can also install French doors to your deck or patio, welcoming the outside in, or storm doors for an extra layer of protection against the elements. The estimate is free, financing is available, and the business is local. Schedule your beautiful new door today and save 25%. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less. All right, ESPN 93.5. Cindy Crawford, are you there?
I am.
Don't I know you? Do I know you?
You do.
It's been a minute, hasn't it?
It has been a minute. Our kids have grown up since then.
Cindy Crawford, well, I'm glad you're on the phone. You got a big deal. Knights of Columbus, 1001 North Ohio and Rantoul, April 16. Gosh, that's tomorrow.
Yes.
5:30 to 8. What is the Spring Fling, Cindy?
Well, it's a lot of fun. It's a fundraiser for us and all of our services, but it's going to be an evening with music. Kayla Brown is going to be performing for us. A lot of your listeners probably remember her from the Dolly Parton birthday bash for the Imagination Library. She was entertainment there, did a fabulous job. We're so excited to have her. And then there's going to be a buffet dinner. Wine is part of your ticket price. We're going to have a 50-50 raffle. There's an extra meat raffle going on, silent auction items. It's going to be a really cool evening.
So fun. We sat next to each other, Cindy, on a quest to find out how to get more money and donations in. And I'm glad you're having this fundraiser, although it was more kind of a trust and, that sort of finding grant money and things like that on this seminar that we attended. But I was happy to sit next to you. And how is the fundraising going there in northern Champaign County?
It's going really well. As you know, we have some of the best people in the world living right here in Champaign County, and they deeply care about people, and so we have really good support for all of our fundraisers, and we're really thankful for that.
All right, Spring Fling fundraiser tomorrow, 5:30 to 8, KC on Ohio in Rantoul. All the money will benefit the Community Service Center of Northern Champaign County.
And what do you do at the Community Services Center of Northern Champaign County?
Sure. Well, we're a social service hub for Northern Champaign County. We, among some of our services, we have 2 food pantries, one that services everyone in Champaign County, and one for our Rantoul Township High School students. We do other things as well as utilities and prescription help. We have a holiday bureau, which is a holiday toy and food distribution, and lots of other services. And, all of those things, we love to do it, and it's an honor to do it, but it all costs money. So we're just so thankful when we get the help for that.
So if somebody needs some services, how do they reach out and find you if they're wanting to find out the food pantry hours or about the Eagle's Nest there in Rantoul?
Absolutely. So they can call us at 217-893-1530 or go to our website where everything is all listed there at cscrantoul.org. Or reach out to us on Facebook or Instagram. We're on both of those. We keep those updated every day. So we're happy to help in any way we can.
Hey, hope it goes well, Cindy. Nice to talk to you, and I hope you raise a lot of money for this.
Thank you very much, and I really appreciate the time.
No problem at all.
All right, this is tomorrow night, and the Community Services Center of Northern Champaign County to benefit. Tomorrow you can have food and bring extra money. That's the $25 ticket for your food and beverages, but then you bring extra money for the meat raffle and all the different things you could win, the auction items.
All righty, that's ESPN 93.5. It's 8:27. Coming up next is Trey Yinks live from Israel. We'll find out what happened over the weekend, what he's hearing on the ground there. He's a terrific journalist for Fox News Television, and we've had him on a number of times now, but I think he's terrific at what he does. And it's just the facts, please. That's kind of what we get from Trey Yinks, so we'll find out. And I guess when you think about this horrific scenario, and I haven't talked anything about Donald Trump today. This is a political thing in New York about something very few would try charging him with. So we're going to go through this process, and I'm be shocked if he's not convicted because it's in New York. If I were to say it's in Mississippi, would you say no? And it only takes one juror, by the way. It'd be a hung jury. The pressure on the individual would be enormous and his name would leak. That's how that works.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's going on starting now. It's a big story. Fox has it. It's covered it all morning. But I think this is political.
Yeah.
Period. Okay, Trey Yinks from Israel. Now this one is scary because how does all this stop? When you have Hamas coming in and murdering over 1,200 Israelis on October 7 of 2023, it'd be like Pearl Harbor for us. We went after them. We got in the war. And Israel is committed to eliminating Hamas. Hamas funded by Iran. Where did Iran get the money? All the Trump stuff went away and they started funding Iran. Well, it's not going to go to anything but this, this, and this. At the time, we said, what? You going to trust that? Now they're well funded. They have Hezbollah and Hamas, and now they're directly involved with their strike at Israel. Although one person hurt. That's the Iron Dome. That's the U.S. That's UK out there position well to knock them out of the sky. But Trey will tell us what happened over the weekend.
Okay.
And what Trey says is true. The man is unbelievable. Stand by. That'll be next. Stever today, $500 off at Dick Van Dyke. Go to GoStever.com for details. Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is ready to help you combine home and auto and right here in Champaign-Urbana. Call 352-1411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm. At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning,
Fox
Electric,
News.
and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Israel's war cabinet is discussing a response to Iran launching drones and missiles Saturday, most intercepted, dozens by the U.S. military.
We had American fighter pilots in the air, first time ever that we were involved in the active defense of Israel in a combat sort of scenario.
National Security Council spokesman John Kirby on Fox. The FBI has opened a criminal investigation into last month's Baltimore bridge collapse.
Investigators have been on board the cargo ship Dolly, which struck one of the bridge's support columns. The NTSB, which is also investigating, says it's focusing on the vessel's electrical power system. The FBI's investigation reportedly focuses on the circumstances leading up to the crash and whether all federal laws were followed.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Former President Trump is at a courthouse in New York City for the start of jury selection in his criminal case about covering up hush money payments before the 2016 election. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. At Urbana, home damage after catching fire. That blaze broke out early Sunday in a house in the 800 block of Scottswood. Good news, nobody was hurt, but a family was displaced. The cause of the fire is currently under investigation. Champaign Public Works Department is installing an all-way stop at John and New Streets intersection adjacent to Southside Elementary School and is along the safe route to school. Staff will install 2 stop signs on John Street shortly after school dismisses for summer break. ATF has implemented a new rule which basically closes the so-called gun show loophole and now requires background checks when guns are sold at shows or on the internet. New rule will not have an impact on Illinois gun sales because gun laws here are tougher than the federal regulations. Nationwide, it won't have much of an impact because vendors at gun shows are usually already licensed and can perform instant background checks. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim Miller. We're going to go right to Trey Yinks. He's Fox News Television in Israel. Are you in Tel Aviv? Where are you this morning?
I'm in Tel Aviv right now.
Yeah. Trey Yingst, one of the finest journalists, giving us a story ever since this thing started October 7. I'm worried for you, bud. This is bad. All these drones, all these hits from Iran, directly from Iran to Israel. I mean, the Iron Dome worked, the UK worked, the US worked, Israel worked. It all worked. Only one person hurt, I guess. But what's next?
Well, you're right. This is very bad. I've lived in the Middle East for almost 6 years, and this is one of the most dangerous moments that I've witnessed. Iran launched a massive attack against Israel over the weekend. They used hundreds of drones and missiles coming from multiple different directions. The Israelis had a plan coordinated with the United States and their other key partners to bring jets into the skies just to the east of Israel and shoot down as many of these projectiles as possible. They also had a multi-tiered defense system across the country that included the Iron Dome and some of their more advanced systems, including David Sling and the Arrow system. And they were quite successful. The military says close to 99% of the projectiles were shot down. We do know some slipped past the air defense, slamming into Israeli military bases and different areas. Sirens were sounding in large population centers across this country, sending more than 1 million people to bomb shelters as these interceptions took place overhead.
Okay, so how is it that there wasn't more damage?
It was a question of planning and air defense. They had quite a bit of notification ahead of time. The intelligence in this situation was actually spot on. And I just got off of a briefing with a top Israeli Air Force official who gave me new information on what exactly took place. And something we didn't know until just a few minutes ago was the scope of the planning of this event to be able to shoot down all of these incoming drones and missiles. U.S. Central Command helped to lead an effort with many allies of Israel to be able to refuel planes in the sky as they were shooting down all of these drones and missiles. And they had trained for such a scenario for months. And this gave Israel an advantage to defend against such an attack by Iran. And as we speak right now, the Israeli War Cabinet is meeting in Tel Aviv, and they're trying to determine what an appropriate response to this attack might be. Remember, this started with an Israeli strike back at the beginning of the month in Damascus, Syria, that killed Mohammad Sahabi, a top Iranian general, along with 6 other members of Iran's IRGC. Well, now the Iranians have launched this massive attack, an unprecedented, the first time in history for something like this to take place, and the Israelis are expected to respond. There are reportedly disagreements about the scope, scale, and timing of such a response, but the understanding is that Israel will respond in some way.
Okay, so with the U.S., I think, already coming out and say they're not going to help an offensive. I know what Israel wants to do. What do you think they'll do? What is the speculation on the ground of what's next and when?
So Israel's walking a tightrope here in terms of the future of the Middle East. They have to ensure that their response doesn't spark a broader war across the region, but they also don't want Iran to feel emboldened to do an attack like this again. If Iran opens a new front from their own soil, Israel is now having to defend against much more advanced weapons than they were over the past 6 months with the war in Gaza. The ballistic missiles that they used arrive in Israeli territory from Iran in a matter of minutes. The things that they were defending against from Hamas and Islamic Jihad inside Gaza were rockets that sometimes were being made in houses, in living rooms. They were not as advanced. They don't have the technology that the Iranians have. And so if Israel does decide to launch a counterstrike against Iran, they will have to, in advance, plan with the United States, understanding that Iran could attack again. And then the question is, where does it go? And you raise a great point. It is an incredibly unpredictable time in the Middle East right now because each and every day, the region is one decision away from a multi-country regional war that could ultimately drag in the United States based on its commitments to protecting its key ally in the region.
Where's China and Russia in all this, Trey Yingst?
Russia sits at an interesting position in all of this because when we look at the types of drones that the Iranians used against Israel over the weekend, they are Shahed 136 drones, the same drones that the Russians have been purchasing from the Iranians to target cities across Ukraine over the past 2 years. So if the Israelis decide to strike back against Iran and target some of these manufacturing facilities in in an interesting way, it might actually help the Ukrainians, which in turn helps the Americans, who are, as part of a broader coalition of countries, supporting Ukraine in their fight against Russia. So it's interesting how all of this is connected. And when you look at China and all of this, they're able to step back and continue their activity. And what American generals have warned are preparations a few years out to ultimately invade Taiwan. And so all of the world players are watching closely at what's happening in the Middle East. They understand this is a time of great instability and an unpredictable moment for the entire world. And oftentimes in these very unpredictable moments, the bad guys come out on top because they are able to operate more freely without international scrutiny because the world attention is simply in another location.
Trey Yingst is on the Tapman Stoyan phone line from Fox News Television from Tel Aviv about what happened over the weekend with Israel being attacked by Iran. What did we learn, Trey Yingst, about Iran's military capabilities from the weekend?
We learned that the Iranians have limited military capabilities, and they are not capable of such an attack on a short turnaround. And that is to Israel's advantage. We also learned that their ballistic missile program may not be as advanced as advertised. The Wall Street Journal reports today that around 50% of the ballistic missiles failed to launch or crashed upon their initial launch. And so this is an indication to Israel that if they are involved in a broader conflict with Iran, they would be able to go after other facilities and not have to worry so much about the ballistic missiles in an initial phase of such a war. Because it takes the Iranians time to get these types of missiles deployed and in location, and the U.S. and Israeli intelligence is so good that they can see the movement of these missiles ahead of time, and it allows them to prepare in advance. So the Israelis learned a lot from this.
With that technology to be able to know what's happening, it's huge. I mean, obviously, a surprise would be bad, but we can tell all the moves Iran's making, there's nothing they can do to hide it?
Many of the moves that they're making, they can't hide because they are moving these giant missiles on the backs of trucks into locations where they fire them from open deserts. And so there are some missiles they have that are hidden in mountainsides, but many of their missiles, when they move them from one location to another, and even some of their smaller missiles, their cruise missiles, the U.S. and Israel, using satellite technology, can actually take pictures each and every day to understand where the movement of missiles is, and then they understand that they're about to launch an attack.
All right, last couple minutes. Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv this morning. So again, October 7 was a massacre. Hamas, funded by Iran, massacred over 1,200 Israelis. Benjamin Netanyahu said, we're getting rid of Hamas. Okay, so that was the deal. So all that has gone on. Have they made any progress, or does that ever end? How can you ever eliminate something that could wear blue jeans and cross across the street the next day? How do you ever stop that?
It's challenging because even as the Israelis continue to operate inside Gaza 6 months into this war, they are faced with an ideology, and they are faced with an enemy that is not afraid to die in many cases. And so even if they do enter Gaza's southernmost city of Rafah, they are still battling an organization that doesn't need a traditional military structure to fight. And you've heard this a lot from Israeli officials, that they must enter Rafah to destroy the remaining Hamas battalions. The reality is Hamas will continue to fight an insurgency if Israeli forces stay in the Gaza Strip. They will battle in urban guerrilla warfare in order to kill Israeli soldiers that are inside Gaza. And so they don't need a traditional organized structure in order to fight, and we've seen that throughout the war. We have been inside Gaza with the Israeli military. We've seen this firsthand amid gun battles where we couldn't see where the fire was coming from because these militants were popping out of tunnels and firing on the Israelis and then going back underground. And so there is no way to completely destroy Hamas, and that's not even taking into account the fact that there are thousands of Hamas gunmen across the West Bank that also threaten Israel on a daily basis. And so the Israelis will have their hands full even if they wrap up offensive military activity inside the Gaza Strip. And we're not looking at something that's going to be done in a matter of weeks or even months. This will take years, and still the conclusion to this will not be the two main objectives that the Israelis have laid out. They will not ultimately get all of their hostages home because, unfortunately, many of them are dead. And they will never be able to destroy Hamas because Hamas is an organization that does not need a traditional military structure to operate.
So really the goal isn't to necessarily win and stop, it's to calm it down? I don't know. What is the mission?
It's, at this point, to demilitarize Gaza as much as possible. But people in Gaza from these organizations like Hamas and Islamic Jihad and some of the smaller organizations can make a rocket out of a water pipe. They can melt down metal, and they can make homemade IEDs. They are able, in some cases, and this has happened in the West Bank quite extensively, but it also happened in Gaza for years, they're able to smuggle weapons. And so Israel will never be able to get rid of every weapon or explosive device or rocket from Gaza, but the hope is that they will be able to usher in a new chapter for Gaza after this war that could stabilize this front a little bit more. But they've also killed thousands of people in the process in their fight against Hamas. And that will certainly radicalize some of the population even more, which creates another challenge for the next generation.
Trey Yinks, stay safe. Boy, I tell you,
you're really good at
it's just
this,
the guy's
Trey.
it's pure gold content. I mean,
Wow.
it's just unbelievable. They ought to put you on all the networks simulcast like the
What
old
got
days.
you into this, Trey?
When I was in university, I started a news company called News to Share, and we would go to war zones and we would take raw video of what was happening in front of us. So I was the youngest journalist to enter Gaza during the war in 2014. I was 20 years old. I had a backpack and a DSLR camera. So I've been doing this for a long time. It's really my whole identity and what I love.
Well, I appreciate it very much. Stay safe. It's unbelievable that this is the worst, most precarious you've seen. So we're those in faith will pray. We need divine intervention. We need change in the hearts of men. This is a mess. But stay safe. We really appreciate your reports. They're outstanding. Thank you very much.
Anytime. Thank you.
Trey Yinks from Tel Aviv this morning. I think he's so good. 8:44. I mean, it's I don't know. I don't know where you go. I mean, there's been problems there for thousands of years. We know that.
Yeah.
But now we got weapons to do something big about it, and that's bad from the standpoint of, Israel has nuclear weapons. We pray that they're never used. But if Iran, maybe it'll be a tempered. I know Israel wants to say, "I'll show you." Don't you dare ever do. If you don't do anything, does that embolden Iran? Because Israel has a lot of capabilities. But, the Biden administration, we're with you, but don't do anything right now. Well, they want to do something because they sent 1 million people to the shelters. But they're, I think, very fortunate that a lot of people didn't die. It's 8:45.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
The Alma Market is your one-stop shop for one-of-a-kind creations from the University of Illinois alumni and students, as well as unique finds from some of your favorite Urbana-Champaign area businesses. Treat yourself or a loved one and support your fellow Illini today. If you're a University of Illinois student, alum, or Champaign-Urbana area business, feature your products on the Alma Market. Becoming a vendor is a great way to expand your reach and connect with Illini across the country. For more details, visit almamarket.org. Go Illini!
Yeah, go Illini. Let's check sports headlines with Diane Ducey.
Speaking of Go Illini, a sweep over Northern Illinois Huskies. 21-11 was the final for the baseball team yesterday. 8 home runs. We had Illinois softball beating Purdue yesterday. That final was 4-1. Parkland College sweeps Spoon River in softball, and there was a split with the baseball team against Danville Area Community College. Also for our Illini, the spring game will be coming up Saturday at 1. Boy, it would be great if we had the weather weekend that we just had. But I know I'm involved with the CU Autism Network's walk at the Savoy Rec Center on the 20th. And what's it looking like for high 60
Looks
or
like
something?
kind of yeah.
Cloudy,
It's 80 today. 78 with a chance of rain tomorrow.
Okay.
Greg with the forecast 71, 72, 59, 58, 57, 62. So it's going to be in the 50s, but I don't see any rain.
Well, enjoy the weather today for sure. We have our Cubs that beat Seattle 3-2 yesterday. They'll be facing Arizona, who the Cardinals played over the weekend. That's an 8:40 start. And for us, St. Louis Cardinals and Oakland A's is an 8:40 start here on ESPN 93.5.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end.
We don't have any HOMEs on record.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he had a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola. By now, you've all heard the expression, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. But who are they? They, the PDR staff, understand that a name is only as good as the people that represent it. The PDR staff has more than 335 years of combined automotive experience, several employees now on staff for more than 25 years. PDR, more than just a name. Family owned and operated, now celebrating over 50 years in business.
What does the Apple Dumpling restaurant offer?
The Apple Dumpling serves up homemade favorites, fried chicken, sandwiches, delicious chicken and noodles, beef and noodles, meatloaf, all kinds of comfort food.
And of course, the Apple Dumpling with a scoop of ice cream, perhaps.
Visit this community treasure if you're looking for great people, great atmosphere, and great food in Urbana.
The Apple Dumpling Restaurant, open Tuesdays through Saturdays with a lunch buffet on Sundays. On High Cross Road in Urbana, you can look up the Apple Dumpling on Facebook.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Urbana this Saturday. This mild weather pattern continues on through the middle part of the week. Changes back into some chillier weather the end part of the week, and no shortage of rainfall here in the coming days as well. Next week, that pattern shift finally arrives, as in drier weather. And a dry day's worth of weather today, with highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Light northeasterly wind and sunshine, increasing cloudiness tonight. Lows near 60 and a shower thunderstorm in spots late. Tomorrow becoming windy, turning milder again, partly sunny. Showers and thunderstorms around for the morning, scattered again for the afternoon. Highs up to 77. And southeast wind 15 to 25 miles per hour. Strong south wind tomorrow night. Showers and thunderstorms early and late, low down to 63. Quite windy and mild for the day on Wednesday, with some scattered showers and thunderstorms again morning and afternoon. Highs up to 81. That west wind could hit 50 miles per hour. Breezy cooler Thursday at 68. Couple of showers, 59 on Friday. Weekends dry but cool with highs in the 50s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olshus, Greg Soldier.
Next week on an all-new Law and Order. Order! We convene here for case 217, Spring Green versus Weeds. Spring Green, the floor is yours. The weeds are infectious. The weeds steal the beauty from your lawn. We offer personalized lawn care, a mid-season checkup, and a simple and transparent process. Just click on to spring-green.com for a quote. Okay, Spring Green wins. Weeds, you're out. That's spring-green.com.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Tapman's Towing team of experienced tow professionals is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. We are honored to be celebrating 15 years of service and want to thank all of our amazing clients for their confidence and trust. We look forward to meeting the needs of current and future clients in the years to come. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
All righty, we are out of time. The boys will be on this afternoon to comment on Kylan Boswell, who said yes to Illinois in the portal. He's the point guard for Arizona.
Yes.
He's very, very talented.
Thanks for bringing that up again.
So that'll be good this afternoon with
Lonte and Derek Piper.
Well, I don't know. It's baseball season.
With Lonte and Andrew so invested in the baseball season and doing really well for St. Thomas More.
Well, and I'd be doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Your kids are growing up quickly, so you want to.
Well, we appreciate you, Stevie, being such a flexible boss. Here, I went to the Catholic Women's Luncheon at the Peoria Diocese on Friday, and appreciate you giving me the time off. So
yeah, you can only take one day a year, Diane. All right, we're out of time. Thank you for listening. We'll be back tomorrow. It's Dick Van Dyke. If you want $500 off an appliance, I've got that at GoStever.com. Diane, thank you.
Enjoy the day.
I am Stevie J. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow. Have a great Monday. Enjoy the weather.
Free tomato plants. For over 4 decades, we've been welcoming spring with free tomato plants from First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana. Everyone is welcome to 2 free tomato plants at the return of this great First Federal and community tradition for the 42nd year. To get your 2 free Super Fantastic Variety tomato plants Monday, May 6th, just come into our lobby at either First Federal location, 1311 South Neal Street, Champaign, or 301 West Springfield Avenue, Urbana. While supplies last, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. We look forward to seeing you on May 6th. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Hi, this is Donna Onstott with Gale Frericks Trucking. I'm looking for Class A CDL drivers with 2 years experience, less with military service. If you're looking for a team that cares about you, a positive work environment, and opportunities for personal growth, we're the company for you. We need drivers with high standards of customer service focusing on cleanliness, courtesy, integrity, and honesty. GFT is hiring at $1,200 gross minimum a week, home every weekend, and some weeknights. Contact Tim O at gftlog.com or call 765-793-7131.
If you have something you'd rather do than mow the grass, whether you need a commercial or residential mower, go see Andy at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana for thousands off on your Excalibur Classic, Blackhawks, or Z2s. Call 217-328-0562.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
Next week on an all-new Law & Order. Order! We convene here for case 217, Spring Green versus Weeds. Spring Green, the floor is yours. The weeds are infectious. The weeds steal the beauty from your lawn. We offer personalized lawn care, a mid-season checkup, and a simple and transparent process. Just click on to spring-green.com for a quote.